we are going to go to the Coca-Cola Red Zone Overtime on scene with Jeff and Justin. And I know you guys have a couple of players from the victorious Tyner Ram train on hand.
Coca-Cola Red Zone Overtime right here on Talk 102.3. And if you're just now getting in the car or keeping up, you missed an all-timer here in week number 1. Tyner with a 28-27 victory over Silverdale. Justin Sims is back here with me on the scene, and we have two of those guys that made up the winning points here for the Tyner Ram train, and that is senior quarterback Tyler Anderson and Gerard Speedy Allen joining us right here on the scene. And guys, first of all, congrats on the win, and you guys got down by 14 points in the second half. What was the message on the sideline with Coach Mainor, during that sequence, and ultimately coming back and setting you guys up for what you guys did at the end? So just talk about during that sequence right there when you guys were down by double digits.
All we talked about was adjustment and adversity. We done been through a lot coming in these past 2 years without having a field, going through different places, practicing on different fields, including the flood for everybody. So it's been a lot of adversity for us. But during halftime, all it was adversity. We said we done been through this multiple times, and we're going to play our game. At first, in the first half, we were playing their game. So they were up, and we decided to play our game. So when we start playing our game, we make big-time plays like he did tonight, and made the two-point conversion.
Speedy, let's throw it over to you. Just kind of, what was your mindset there, being one of the leaders on this team? And obviously, you guys have handled adversity a lot over the last few years, and just making plays on in every place around here, right? So kind of talk about from your perspective about that tonight.
Well, I just knew that we couldn't lose. We couldn't go 0-1 first week. I knew I had to do something so we can win, and I did it. Got the two-point conversion, won the game.
Well, let's just go in and go right there. Obviously, you guys had scored to cut the lead to 1. Coach Mainor calls timeout. What was the message there on the sideline? And, I mean, there was no doubt you guys were going for 2 in that situation, were you?
During that timeout, all I told Coach was give me the ball. They can't stop me. I already knew they were coming in before into the game, so they were a great team, fantastic team to go against, and it's my pleasure to go against them. But when they weren't stopping my run for the first half and the past 2 quarters, I already knew, like, hey, Coach, let's go in and give me the ball. I'm going to punch it in, then we're going to go on from there.
Nerves there, Speedy, knowing the ball was going to you. But, hey, is that something you guys practice, like the 2-point play? Is that like number 1? Or?
No, it's really adjustment.
Okay.
Every time. We practice on adjustment, and defense gives us a great look in practice. So we know how to play through adjustment. And when we go through adjustment plays, it's just like, hey, whoever's open, hey, we're gonna go get the ball to our athletes. And my athletes did that just tonight.
So do you guys know you're going for 2, or are you kind of politicking to coach? Hey, coach, let's go for 2 here.
Oh no, we was already know we was going for 2. Right. Oh yeah, we was going to end the game off. We already knew that from the jump. We told Coach, hey, no 1. I'm sorry, no 1. We said we need to go and get this game over with. We need to go and seal the deal. First time on their home field in like some years, a lot of years.
Been a while.
And this is their first time with the new field, so we had to go and set our mark down like how we did in Uruguay last year when we went on their field.
Well, there you go. There you go. So, crazy. I mean, we have these situations. It's usually involving the Tyner Ram train in it, Justin Sims, but they always find a way to overcome it and get the dub.
Yeah, definitely. Congratulations, guys, and we'll look forward to seeing another run to the championship.
Thank you.
Now, obviously, another big test next week. No rest for the weary. I think you guys have CCS, I believe, next week.
Yes,
so, what's the mindset there, and kind of finding a way to enjoy this one for sure, but at the same time, kind of wash it away from you and get ready to go play the Chargers.
What we've been preaching every day during the spring, during the summer, and during now. 1-0 every day, going through the new game, 1-0 every game. That's how our mindset is, and that's what the mindset is going to be for the rest of the season.
Well, guys, again, congratulations on that, and enjoy the hardware, a little bit of hardware, maybe the first of several pieces of hardware going to you guys over there on Tyner Road this year. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Justin, I mean, you were over there at Bowie Buchanan tonight, and I'm sure you were listening to it on the way home. And just what were your overall thoughts here, and just how this game was going down coming back over here?
I had no doubts. Even though I left when the Ram train was stalled a little bit, I had no doubts that my pick would come true, and the Rams would bring home the dub.
Perfect segue.
Just the way Coach dialed it up, I'm sure, too.
I'm just glad that, again, we continue to make Jeff Cage wrong.
That's the highlight of my life. Anytime Jeff Cate misses on one.
That's
Coach,
my goal each
Coach,
week.
I don't want to rain on your parade, but making Jeff Cate wrong, that's the sun's going to set.
That's not. You're saying that's not hard.
It's going to happen. I don't want to burst your bubble after a big victory, but it just kind of is the way it is.
Well, he's a good sport. He's a good sport.
Listen, I mean, the checks keep getting cashed. No, I'm kidding. No, it's funny because I've picked against, you guys a few times last year, and you're like, hey, keep picking against us. I said, well, I mean, there's a price that you can pay for that, and it's definitely coming true. So payroll's still open, I guess, for you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's get your overall thoughts before we throw it back to the studio for a quick scoreboard and break. So, obviously, things got off to a rough start. You guys battled back. The 14-point deficit in the second half, cut the lead to 7. What was the message on the sideline for you as head coach and on that final drive after the onside kick recovery?
Really, we didn't have any time to give a message for the after the onside kick recovery. It was just make sure we get out of bounds if we have to, make sure we get first downs, and can't have any negative plays, which we had a lot tonight that put us in a hole. We dug ourselves a hole, and I was really happy with the way our defense played. They got tired there at the end. We didn't help them out. You get inside the 10 or 15-yard line twice and you don't score. That's not a good thing. You turn the ball over 3 times. That's not a good thing. We've done this offensively for the last 3 years where we struggle at the beginning of the season and we hit our stride. Hopefully that fourth quarter helped us hit our stride this year. And it's always fun when you win, but we've been preaching to our guys that when bad things happen and adversity hits, just like in real life, it's going to hit you in the mouth at some point. How you respond can determine the outcome a lot. And if we'd have just stopped, quit, hung our heads, pointed fingers, we don't have a chance to win that game. And credit to Silverdale. They're a great team. Coach Connor does a great job. Their staff does a great job on offense and defense. And, that's going to be a really good football team for the season to come.
Yeah, Coach, talk about your staff and your senior quarterback there. You talk about having turnovers, but you had a catastrophic turnover. You're in the end zone, not pick six, but big turnover in the end zone, and then you're down 2 scores. Talk about the senior leadership and your coaching staff and how they helped you get back to this win.
Yeah, our coaches have done a great job. We went to Ringgold 3 weeks ago, and they wore us out. And we didn't handle it very well. We pointed fingers, we moped, our body language was bad. So we really harped on it the last 3 weeks. You saw it when we scrimmaged Hickson. We were up 13-0, and just like that, we're down 14-13. We responded well. Same thing with McMinn County. We were up 21-3 in our scrimmage against McMinn County. They come back and score 21 on points. We get the ball back and go score right before the half. So we've just got to weather the storm, and we got to quit putting ourselves in situations like these. That's a good football team, but when you turn the ball over like you do, like we did, it's going to be hard to win any football game. And so, but I'm just proud of their fight. They could have quit. Could have been easy to just mail it in and say, hey, we're going to get ready for next week. But I'm proud of their fight and their resilience.
Okay, we asked your two players up here about the final drive, the final sequence.
Yeah, I heard the end of it. I don't know if they were telling quite the truth there.
Well, walk us through it then. Perfect.
We had the discussion when we were on defense as an offensive staff. When we got the onside kick, if we got it, what are we going to go for 2 if we scored? Because a lot of people say, you don't want to put things in the universe and, karma and all this stuff, or you don't want to jinx it, but, you got to plan for those things. So I actually had one in mind. And I think I was the only one that liked it because I asked other people, and they're like, I don't know about that. So we kind of went off the cuff. We had several 2-point plays we liked throughout the week, and then we got into it, and just one kind of popped. And actually, I'm going to call them out for it. It actually wasn't supposed to be designed to go to Speedy. It was supposed to be designed to go to Nashon, number 1. But, when guys sometimes are playing backyard football and it works, makes us coaches look good. But yeah, it was just 2 guys making a play, and I sure am glad they did.
Yeah, that kind of answered my question, Coach. I was going to ask if you run specific practice plays on 2-point, if you run what works in the game, or if you just kind of have a play that's working in the game. But it sounds like you kind of go with what the gut tells you.
Yeah, it was definitely a gut decision. And typically in the past, it hasn't necessarily been like that. We definitely have several we like, and we'll try to execute those. Honestly, this is bad. We haven't really practiced a lot of 2-point plays. Now we have some things that we have in that we could use as 2-point plays. It's not like my first year at Tyner where we didn't have a kicker, and we had instead of PAT, we had 2-point play period for 5 minutes every day. And so, but yeah, it was just guys going out and making a play. And, I did that twice last year, once against McMinn County, we won, and once against Reagan County. And when we won, I was the hero. And when we lost, I was the bad guy. I was the moron. And, when you're head coach and you make decisions like that, it's just part of it. And, I'm glad they made me right today.
Yeah. Go ahead, Justin.
You mentioned your kicker. You seemingly, the makeup type of your current kicker, it seems like you went far and wide to find your current kicker. Talk about finding the kicker you got this season.
Well, he's the same kicker as last year.
Oh, it was last year?
He was a freshman that hit a game-winning kick against Marion County, the 2A state champions. And, he's the same kid. He's actually a sophomore, so he's a freshman last year. So we got him for 2 more years. Now, next year, and you may see him some this year, he will be playing left guard as well.
Look out!
That's what I was talking about. You go from left guard to kicker. That's a different makeup for usual for kicker.
So his dad, I believe his dad is Haitian, and so he grew up playing soccer, and so he has a soccer background. And it's kind of funny. His first 2, well, he had 1 blocked, and then his next 2 were really ugly. His next one was really ugly, and it was so ugly to the point we talked about going for 2 on the 3rd touchdown. But we stayed true with it. He's been good. He was all good last year. And then he actually put 1 that looked good. I'm just glad he didn't kick it over the net, because if you go to the end zone on the far where we're away from the athletic facility, you're not finding that football. And we're already short a few footballs. So if people don't know, footballs are like $115 right now. So it's like kicking a $100 bill into the woods.
So is it safe to say you guys are going over there tomorrow morning trying to find footballs?
Well, my son actually is playing flag football here tomorrow.
So there you go.
I would probably miss game 1 to go find the ball.
Listen, you got to do what you got to do. We're joined here by Tyner head football coach Christian Mainor on Coca-Cola Red Zone Overtime on Talk 102.3. And no rest for the weary. Definitely going to enjoy this tonight, Coach. But another big test on the road next week at CCS, who pitched a 42-0 shutout against Ottawa tonight. So I'm sure you've seen a little bit of their film, maybe not. But, obviously Grant Reynolds is a great coach, known all around here a long time. And what do you guys got to do to kind of keep the train on the track, so to speak?
Coach Reynolds, I know him fairly well. We actually, a few years ago, we sat next to each other at the Tennessee-Georgia game. So that was really the first time I actually was around him. I think that was about 4 or 5 years ago. He's a great dude, great coach. They've got really good coaches on staff. And, CCS has been a really good program for the last, 5, 6, 7 years, or at least since I've been here in Chattanooga, which is 8 years. And so we know it's good. They're going to be a really good team. We know that they're going to be really well coached. They got some dudes. They're going to be physical, so it's going to be a lot like tonight.
Yeah. Well, one more thing. I meant to ask you this earlier. Talk about your assistants, because your defensive coordinator Tyler Anderson is back from the state championship run a few years ago. You got Stahl Cup and Bohannon, who came into the studio on Off the Bench Radio, over the summer. So, kind of talk about just the continuity of a staff, because you can be the greatest offensive mind or whatever, but if you don't have a good group of coaches helping you, backing you up, and going on the same mission, the same path. Just kind of talk about your assistants a little bit.
Well, I'm far from the greatest offensive mind. I've just got some good players that from time to time make me look good. But yeah, Coach Mainor came over. He sent me a text. I think it was like shortly after Cleveland's season was over. Said he was thinking about wanting to come back, and so very thankful it worked out. He does a great job. He makes us look bad a lot of times in practice, but he runs a college type system. Our guys have adapted to it really well, and a lot they could do that because he has 3 really good assistants that help him with Coach Stalkup, who's the co-defensive coordinator. I'm sorry, not Coach Stalkup, Coach Tuff Bohannon is the co-defense coordinator, and then Coach Stalkup is our DB's coach, and he's the passing game coordinator. And then we've got Jamel McNeely. He is coaching our corners. He does a great job. He was actually our outside linebackers coach. We unfortunately lost our corners coach. He had to take a job elsewhere, and so he stepped into that role really well. But, they do a great job. Then on offense, we've got Coach Boyum, who's been our O-line coach for the last 5 years, 6 years. He came over to us when we came from Ottawa. And then we've got Coach Davis, who is an Ottawa guy, was their center, went to Lindsey Wilson, won a national championship there. He's our offense coordinator, and so he really helps me when it comes to, installing offense and calling plays and things like that. Coach Jackson and Coach Dame Suttles, they do a great job with our receivers. And so, we pick on each other. We laugh a lot. We'll probably go to Miller's tonight whenever everything's done. It used to be City Cafe, but I guess I've been vetoed with that. I like to get the Philly cheesesteak, and you can get a Philly cheesesteak at Miller's, so it's not the worst thing in the world. But Miller's is good, so we'll probably go there. But I will say, Coach Bohannon, him and I had a little bit. We had our first little flare up. Got into it a little bit. And,
he seems like a real low energy guy.
Yeah, he was real high energy when him and I got into it a little bit. But we're like brothers, man. You get mad at each other, you get over it, and you move on to the next. I love him. He is our energy. He is our backbone as far as the culture part, and so Coach Bohannon he doesn't like to be called that. He likes to be called Coach Tough. But he does a fantastic job.
Well, you guys have been great to us. Again, thanks for coming up here. I know it's you want to go and celebrate and kind of watch. I know you want to watch film a little bit too, being a head coach. But hey, definitely enjoy it, man. Congratulations once again, and we'll definitely be seeing the Ram train later on in the season. Darren Hodges is here.
Yeah, listen, I watched a lot of Tyner football last year, as you know, and at what point do you tell these guys? I mean, and you came down to the end again tonight. 8 games last year, you guys were on the last quarter. At what point do you say, look, here's my blood pressure, and I'm tired of this?
Well, I have gray hairs. They're starting to grow a little bit, and they're starting to show.
Join the club, pal.
Yeah,
it's okay. Embrace it.
I think it's genetics, but I will say these tight games don't help.
For sure. Well, again, Coach Mainor, thank you so much for hanging around and talking with us. 28-27, the Ram train gets the job done once again on week number 1 right here at Silverdale. So